Hey everybody, it's Bobby Bob Crypto Granny. Welcome to my channel. I haven't been on in a while. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. I put my family first, so before anything, family, health, then wealth. But I'm here to touch the topics of basically what's going on in crypto. It's been quite a run for the past. It's been crazy. Let's just say that. But the past week has been bananas. I'm going to start off the show with explaining briefly, because everybody has to do their own research in crypto, right? So I also want to remind you, I'm going to drop the link in the comments. Link is in the comments if you want to join the panel to have an open discussion, as long as it has to do with crypto. But today I'm going to touch the topics of influencers, people in crypto who shill projects that turn bad, and then they contradict themselves basically on what they did, how they did it, why they did it. I have all the freedom and the right in the world to talk about, for example, you'll hear me talking about Hex, you'll hear me talking about Cardano, you'll hear me talking about XRP, Doge, many other projects that I've personally invested in. Nobody pays me. Nobody pays me to talk about it. I'm an investor, and whether you own 5 Dogecoins or 5,000 or 500,000, you are a Dogecoin investor. If you have Cardano, you're part of Charles Hoskinson's project and you are an investor. Okay, as far as I know, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, companies like Ripple, XRP, Cardano, which is on IOHK. Charles Hoskinson is the main developer, but there's a team, I believe, of 300 people. Those projects, for sure, and Hex, Richard Hart, which they call a Ponzi. Richard Hart calls people out all the time and says, if I scammed you, or if Hex is a scam, come to the table, and I invite you here to sit with me if you think Hex is a scam. Nobody's ever showed up or showed any proof that Hex was a scam or a Ponzi or a rug pull. Crypto is something that has a lot of value. So with a lot of value and with anything that has to do with lots and lots of money, people are going to find scams just like anything else in this world. Get rich quick schemes. There's 21,000 plus cryptos for sale. I personally believe less than 50 of them will be around in the next 5 years. And when I mean around, like doing stuff, utility. And that includes the crypto metaverse coins such as Sandbox, Gala, Decentraland. There's going to be 1 million gaming tokens, but only a handful will make it long term. There's going to be thousands and thousands of cryptocurrencies on the market, but they have no utility. They're probably just pump and dumps, get rich quick, and this is where we need regulation. So without any further ado, I'm going to start the topic. I'm waiting for my girlfriend Tammy to jump on. Tammy, where are you? I sent you a link, darling. So I'm going to start off with BitBoy. BitBoy is currently in the Bahamas, and he is trying to talk with Sam Bankman-Friedman. Sam Bankman-Friedman is the CEO of FTX Exchange, FTT token. Apparently, allegedly, I'm going to try to be careful with my words, but I will be as blunt as I want to be without having any legal issues. Sam Bankman-Friedman is a 30-year-old multi-billionaire. Overnight, his wealth went from billions to millions. Oh, poor him. He's still wealthy. What Sam Bankman-Fried did is he built a company in exchange. Supposedly, allegedly, they really didn't have the reserve in the exchange that they said they did. They were actually taking customers' money while they invested on FTX. And FTX is an exchange where you can buy crypto. So let's just say you bought one Ethereum at $1,100. Your $1,100 goes to FTX. FTX is in control of your money. That's why if you ever heard the saying, not your keys, not your crypto, you need to purchase on an exchange and then pull your crypto off and put it in a Ledger Nano X wallet so you can secure your crypto and it's not on a public exchange. The whole meaning of crypto was for everything to be decentralized, which is, you have custody of your crypto and there's no middleman. So the only reason I would leave crypto on an exchange is if you're a trader. And let's just say, for example, and I'm speaking mostly to the new people out there. And if there's anybody watching, I ask you, please click the StreamYard link and join the chat because we're here, to educate one another. And I do tons of research, many, many hours of every single part of my day. I'm trying to see what's going on in crypto. I'm trying to learn what's new, what's going on. There's just so much out here. When you're invested in crypto, you're invested in a business. Your business is whatever you're investing in. Make sure you know what you're buying. Who's behind the project? What is their background? How much knowledge do they have in technical developing XYZ? I mean, I've learned so much in the past year and a half. And I know there's still tons to learn. So that's why I'm here. Okay, everybody? So back to Sam Bankman-Fried. The company was using people's money, spending it like crazy. Apparently, the amount of money that they were worth wasn't really the amount. It was all basically, allegedly, a Ponzi. So everybody looked up to the Sam Bankman-Fried, and many, many people lost money. Besides many people losing money, you have YouTubers, influencers. You even have a channel that has over 1 million subscribers and viewers. And that show is called Around the Blockchain. I frequently go on Around the Blockchain just to see what they're talking about. And I like to call people out. I get blocked, I get muted, I get put in timeout. And if I see or I think somebody's scamming the community, I'm going to call them out. I don't have millions of followers. I don't even have thousands of followers. But the followers I have are educated. They don't need to follow no one else. They can take my advice, which is not financial advice, but it's just common sense. And they can add that with their research and figure things out where they're in a safe zone and they're not going to lose money listening to these influencers. So BitBoy promoted, shilled FTX, FTT. He first says he did not own anything in FTX, but he did own FTT. Many people on Twitter were like, wait a minute, like you're contradicting yourself. He says, don't listen to him. It's not his fault. Like he's just there to educate. Listen, if I told anybody on here to buy something and they paid me to promote it and it's something I don't own, or I'm just on here bullshitting you, I would feel so guilty if you lost your money. Okay? What I mention is just something I do. I know the risk in crypto and I share those risks with you. But, any business is risky. So now BitBoy is in the Bahamas and he's trying to confront Sam Bankman-Fried. He's basically bullying him. Yes, Sam Bankman-Fried, I believe, is as guilty can be. I lost money with FTX. Did I lose money because BitBoy promoted it? No. I lost money because one of the projects I invested in was basically rugged and FTX was in full control of that rug. So yes, I lost money. Not millions, but a couple of thousand. But I'm not crying because Obviously, if I knew that FTX owned so much of what I'm speaking about, which is ICP, I would have never invested in it at that time. But anyway, hopefully it will recover. Nothing is solid here in crypto. But in my heart, I believe XRP, Cardano, great projects. Hex is a great project. Dogecoin, Elon Musk has his hands on it. Rumors are that he and Vitalik from Ethereum, even though Charles don't get along with him anymore, is they're going to try to work on something to give some type of utility to Doge. So let's see what happens. Back to Ben. So Ben is out there and he's in the Bahamas and he wants to approach Sam Bankman-Friedman and he's like pointing fingers, like wanting to confront him, basically bullying him. Sam should be in prison, but Sam is one of the biggest donors into politics. I don't want to get into that so deep. Politicians know him. They love him. He's given them millions and millions and millions and millions, and I think maybe even $1 billion to the Democratic Party and a couple of thousand to the Republican Party, just so it looks good, I'm guessing. Now, I know if I did what Sam did, I'd be in prison already. Apparently, these kids are all running free. I just really don't know. But hopefully, everything will come to the light. And somebody has to pay for stealing people's money. Let's see who it will be. But I know many highly favored, big-name politicians were butt to butt with FTX. And everybody was making money. And stealing money. So let's see what happens. Let's see. So what I want to do is I'm going to show you, and we're still waiting for Tammy. I want to show you, let me share this. Okay, let me share this. I'm going to share Twitter, and I want to just give you an example of what I'm talking about. So it's not like I'm just talking and I'm not proving anything. So here we go. I'm going to go to Twitter, and whatever I do here, you can do it yourself. I'm going to go to Twitter, and I'm going to go to BitBoy. And I'm just using him as an example because he is the most followed and watched crypto channel out here. And I feel, I don't know what's going on. Okay, I know what's going on now. One moment. Let's see what's going on. The minute I share this. Okay. I dropped Richard Hart a link. Let's see if he ever joins us. Okay, I'm going to try to go to BitBoy's page. And what I'm trying to show you here is I'm going to pull up a video where he was telling us FTX is going to moon, FTT is the best thing, and anything that Sam Bankman-Friedman touches turns to gold. And then now he's like his worst enemy, his worst nightmare. And then he sends out a tweet saying he never owned anything, and then he's contradicting himself. So, it's just not fair, because if you don't know about crypto and you're watching the highly most favored crypto channel and you're listening to someone who claims they made $28 million in crypto, he went from rags to riches, it's kind of sad that you're listening to someone who was actually paid to promote a project and then he contradicts himself. Okay, let's go. Okay, it says here, to be clear, I nor my company has ever had $1 in FTX as an exchange. I'm just down here because no one has been willing to represent the people and confront Sam. All good and dandy, if he meant it. We are here at One Cable Beach investigating Barbara Fried and Joe Bankman's real estate portfolio. See, now Ben's doing shit he shouldn't be doing. He went to another country and he's getting himself heavily involved in something that he should just mind his business, because if he was really worried about the space, he would have never shielded all those many projects that he did. Okay? So I was a viewer, but I wasn't a victim, because I wouldn't listen to anybody on where to invest my money. Okay? Sam is literally more scared of me than he is of his parents, who force-fed him Adderall since he was 7. So here you have Ben Armstrong, Bit Boy, who is a recovering drug addict, making fun of someone. Forget about the crime. But you have a grown-ass man making fun of someone who's on Adderall. Like, let's get real. You don't do this. I will tell you from what I heard that Catherine Coley's situation could be very bad. Would love to be wrong about this. If you're a person who has information and verification of her whereabouts, I would love to see it. I want to make sure she is safe. So that is in regard to Catherine Coley and Brian Brooks, two highly respected U.S. executives, resigned suddenly under mysterious circumstances in 2021 after catching a glimpse into the inner workings of Binance. Brooks resigned just 3 months after starting at Coley, and Coley has not been seen since. This is from Mike Alfred. So Mike Alfred, if you're watching, please join my live. Then it says, Sam, come on, guy. Hey, Sam, it's Ben. Let's talk. You should get to tell your side of the story. I'm here whenever you want to talk. Sam, you have read the receipts and didn't respond. LOL. Come on, bro. Hey, guys, this is extremely important. Here is what we've been told. No Bohemian resident has filed a complaint for theft against Sam Bankman-Fried FTX. This is why he has not been arrested by police here. If you're a resident and file a complaint, send the details to me and we will show it. Ben says, Sam stole all your money. Sam blocked him on Twitter and Sam blocked his phone number. Why does he get to hide with your money? Mike Alfred responds, it's been really fascinating and entertaining watching BitBoy go from crypto pariah to citizen journalist to national hero in only 6 months. Incredible evolution and redemption arc. I would pay to watch this. And then Ben says, I have not been able to safely get on the property of FTX headquarters, but I can tell everyone within a mile of this property is in on the conspiracy. How much money did FTX donate to the private sports field next to it? Someone chased us off there even. Do you guys see how low IQ these people are? They can't do 5 minutes of research. Maybe you need to be on some of Sam's meds. Ben, I'm not sticking up for nobody. But apparently Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF, whatever his name is, needs Adderall. You were a drug addict and you chose to use drugs. So stop with this bullshit. Okay. So this is from Joe Consorti. He said, this scammer got scammed by another scammer. So he booked a flight to the Bahamas and is LARPing like a mob boss outside of his condo. Crypto at its finest. So this is Sam Bankman-Fried's complex, which is beautiful. I believe it's like a $14 million complex. And this has been shilling FTX. I'm going to play this twice. Stand by.
In crypto, let's move on. Let's talk about the secret token, FTT. That is the token of FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried, everything this man touches turns to gold. I don't know. Moon. There's a massive story out right now about FTX. That was not a dab. That was a sneeze. What we're looking at. FTT is potentially going to be one of the few coins I believe that could go up in the bear market. Now, I know that sounds crazy. You want to go deeper into crypto, you will get to reap some giant rewards from that. So, Moon. That was not a dab. That was a sneeze. We could see FTT just absolutely rip.
Did you hear that? Everything he touches.
My name has been every day on this channel. I show you how to make money in crypto. Let's move on. Let's talk about the secret token, FTT. That is the token of FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried, everything this token of FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried, everything this man touches turns to gold. I don't know. Moon. There's a massive story out right now about FTX. That was not a dab. That was a sneeze. What we're looking at. FTT is potentially going to be one of the few.
He says FTT is going to be one of the few coins that moon. Okay? He was promoting it. That's just one of many times Ben spoke about FTX and FTT. Then he says he hasn't invested no money. Then somebody calls him out on Twitter and he goes, yes, I had it, but I got rid of it between November 2021 and last month or whatever. Point is, you shield the project. That's one of many. Like, are you trying to cover your ass in case they come with regulation and they hit up people like you for shilling projects that are ended up being Ponzi schemes? If you really care, why don't you disclose how much Ben FTX paid you to do all these promos? You, Wendy O, Altcoin Daily, and anybody else who've shilled this project. Why don't you give up that money? Pay it back. Or is that the money you used to become a millionaire? Like, really, let's go. Let's go. You want to keep it real? Let's keep it real. Return the money or disclose how much did Sam Bankman-Fried really pay you? Because if you're part of the stolen money being dispersed, you should be in trouble too. You're not the police. You're not the CIA. You're not the FBI. And you're going against somebody who has politics behind them and politicians, and you're going to get yourself in trouble. And let's be realistic. You're not the best person in the world to make good decisions. You know that, your family knows that, and your wife even knows that. So Ben, honestly, if you want to like be realistic about stuff, keep doing your show. Don't get paid to shill anymore. Admit you were wrong, and you're welcome on my channel anytime. You're welcome on my channel anytime. I don't hate anybody. I just want you, Wendy O, everybody who's out there and has shilled projects, be honest. How much did you get paid? Let's talk about that. You're always counting other people's money. You talk shit about Elon Musk. You call people idiots all day. Like, grow the fuck up. Yes, I said it. Grow up. You're such like a man-hater. But anyway, I did assemble a team to fly to the Bahamas, sneak into Albany, and in 1 hour gave you more I do about what's happening than authorities and mainstream combined. You tooting your own horn for no reason. Charles Payne wrote, cancel culture has wiped out a lot of people, and yet the Wall Street Journal and New York Times still trying to rehab and protect the image of Sam Bankman-Fried. So many young people looking to make their way in life have been wiped out. The elites protect their own even under a microscope. Thanks, man. Back at you. Shout out to BitBoy. People are praising him. BitBoy brought this to an attention of his audience, but he's not the reason why Sam Bankman-Fried is exposed. He's not the reason. All right? So, like, stop tooting your own horn. Everyone tag Sam Bankman-Fried. Ask him what he wants on his pizza. He left me a read since midnight. Wake up, Sam. Hurry and get your pizza. See, before your Addy kicks in and you don't want to eat his Adderall. See, Ben, you're being very immature here. You're making fun of someone who medically, whether he's a drug addict or not, you were there before, so stop your shit. I need someone to send me the actual address so we can send him the pizza. How does Sam Bankman-Fried really make his money? See, now him and Altcoin Daily are talking, and they both shilled the project. So let's see. Thank you to the people that sent me this info. Verified is fine. Happy to hear that. One of the nicest people. I will tell you from what I heard, the Catherine Cooley situation could be very bad. Would love to be wrong about this. Okay, I don't know what that is. That's in regards to what happened earlier. According to Twitter, this is Sam's Corolla, complete with pills in front of the seat. Maybe someone can identify what they are. And then people were saying it's Oxycontins, etc., etc. I don't know. Now he's playing police. Ben, you really need to slow down. You fucked up yourself too, okay? In your own life and in all your viewers' lives. Whoever you shield FTX and all these other Celsius and many other projects. Sam Bankman-Fried unblocked me so he can. So he's very immature. He's doing this for clout. He really don't care about you and I. He really don't care. Who's out there? Who's watching? I know I'm just rambling on. Do you trust BitBoy? Like, drop a comment. Like, should any shiller, anybody in crypto who claims to be an influencer be responsible for viewers losing money when they promote a project? I think they should be responsible. You're going to pay me. That means I'm doing a job. And if I did a job that turns out to be where other people lose money, it's not fair that I made money. Well, many people lost money. I mean, what do you think? That's so wrong. On my channel, I just educate you. We look over coins and projects together and do current events. I'm just trying to protect people. Ben claims he's trying to protect people, but I'm going to speculate that Ben Armstrong, BitBoy, is just trying to cover his ass for the purpose of regulation. I can almost guarantee his name is on some desk at the CIA, at the FBI, at the SEC, as a shiller, along with Crypto Wendy O and many other people. I met with Da Vinci in New York City not too long ago, and the moment I ran into him, had such a change of heart. The minute I met him, he approached me and he said something about a scam. Ben was in Dubai at the time. I kept asking Ben on his show and Frankie Candles, is Ben okay? Did he lose money? Was he part of the scam? And they're like, oh, crypto granny, she don't know nothing, whatever. Listen, I was with Da Vinci. I have it on video. And he even says to me on video, before the cameras were rolling, we spoke about Alex AM Crypto, which I have a full conversation in my DMs on Twitter with Alex and his girlfriend Sasha. Apparently, allegedly, I was told, I wasn't allegedly told, I was told by Da Vinci that Alex had frauded, scammed many people in the crypto space, from to Carl Runfeld to himself and other people. When I started rolling my camera, BitBoy said, please, let's not do this on live. So you don't want to talk about it on live, but the minute I approached you to say hello, you talked to me about this big scam going on with millions of dollars lost. For a moment, I kind of think that maybe Da Vinci thought I was the FBI or the CIA or the SEC. I don't know. It was just very strange. But I have receipts, unlike anybody else. When I first made my channel on YouTube, I contacted Wendy O to be a guest. She has a price list. I don't pay nobody. There's another guy, XRP Val. I was on his live about 1.5 years ago. And I says, hey, would you like to come on my YouTube? He paused, looked at my YouTube. He's like, oh, you only have 70 followers. I'm not coming on unless you give me 1,500. Fuck you. I'm not paying you either. Who else? BitBoy had a price list. I posted that. Like this is crazy. We're supposed to be here to help people. And if you don't want to help people, just say it. I don't want to help people. I just want to get monetized. And I want to make money on YouTube and on social media, bullshitting people. And then you make your money. But don't say you're a professional and you care about the space and bullshit people. You know, it's like I try to call out Crypto Lifer. And he's like, oh, some people are just trolls. Listen, I'm not a troll. I'm here. The link is in the comments. Join my live. If I'm a troll, then you're hiding from someone who's just keeping it real. I'm not a troll. I'm just trying to protect the space. So I challenge anyone here that I mentioned, anybody that knows anything about any of these developers, these YouTubers, TikTokers, to join my next live. We need to call these people out. Like, we really, really need to call these people out. I'm going to check what's going on with Tammy. Give me one moment, and I shall return. If anybody has any questions, drop a comment. Where are you viewing from? Let me know. Okay, give me one moment. Let's see. Where is Tammy? Tammy, where are you? In the meantime, Doge is trending. Big Boy is trending on Twitter. Richard Hart, I'm waiting for you, big brother. Let's see. Oh, I was looking for Tammy, right? Let me see where Tammy is. Just bear with me. Tammy, when is this happening? Tammy just sent me a message. When is this happening? I'm on live now. Listen, this is real, no editing. If I gotta sneeze, if I gotta go to the bathroom, if I want to drink my coffee, if somebody in my household talks to me, this is what I'm doing. I'm here live, and I'm here for you, every single one of you. I wrote, I'm in live now. What I meant to say is I'm on live now. But what I will do is I'm going to tweet right now. You stick with me. I'm going to tag everybody I mentioned to join my live. I bet you nobody shows up. So bear with me. I'm on live now. Okay, hold on. I'm tweeting. I'm going to stay on for another 20 minutes. Unless this gets interesting. I'm on live now. Anyone want to join and defend bad influencers? Like, I'm just thinking while I'm typing. What was I gonna say? I'm tagging Bit Boy. I'm tagging, what's his name? Crypto Lifer. Why is that coming out like that, Bit Boy? What the hell? It's not even Bit Boy's. Okay, wait, let's see. These people ain't gonna come on. If they do, hey, maybe we can make amends. I don't know. But somebody gotta tell these people they can't keep bullshitting their audiences. You gotta keep it real. Keeping it real is keeping it 100. When somebody tells you, trust me, when they start a line up with trust me, that's when you know you gotta run. It's like, trust me. Trust me. No, I don't think so. I blew up, what's his face? Upshot. Chris. Rug puller. Up coin. I mean, these people block me. Why are you blocking me if I'm lying? Why wouldn't you defend yourself? Why wouldn't you defend yourself? Because I know if somebody's gonna bullshit about me, I'm gonna defend myself. If it's important to my audience, I'm gonna do that. Let me see. I'm trying to get everybody in here. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's Crypto Lifer. Sam Price. Homeboy's always crying. He's a big ass crybaby. All right, let's go. Let's see what happens. I'm coming back. Let me see. I'm about to start cooking soon. Gonna have. Okay, Sammy's coming on. Did I say Tammy or Sammy? What the? Anyway, Tammy's joining us, so we're just gonna wait for her. But I'm cooking in a little while. I'm making some nice ribeye steaks, some two-piece baked potato. We have Miss Tammy joining us right now. Without any further ado, let's bring on my girlfriend. Where are you, girl? Where are you, Miss Tammy? We're waiting. What's going on? I'm in the dungeon. Can you hear me, Tammy?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can sort of see myself on the screen now. Can you hear me?
Tammy?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hi, I haven't seen you in so long.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, I know it's been a minute, taking a little, while the market is down. I figured what a better time to just, kick back a little bit and just stay away from all of the drama and just take a little self-care time, which I think everybody should do because it's just
Yes.
you really have to do that, especially in down markets like this. Nobody wants to hear about the bad news of crypto all the time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to check out for a little bit, take care of me, take care of some stuff I've got to take care of, paint the kitchen, go make some doctor's appointments, do what I have to do to take care of me. But yeah, there's been so much going on.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
see, you know what? The funny thing is, you've really been hunting down BitBoy for a while. It's not just been here, you've been on his ass for the longest time. And it's hilarious the tweets that you do when you're talking about him. And I legit think that he deserves it because you know what? Like you say, he's covering his ass. I really think that. Look what he did with Celsius, right? He made a big stink
Voyager,
about,
right?
yeah, when Alex Mashinsky and Celsius went bankrupt, he made a big stink about it because he had told a lot of his people to trust in Celsius. He appeared on AMAs with them. He was friends with Alex Mashinsky. And then when they went bankrupt, he got on his channel and was talking about how they should sue him and how this was ridiculous and how he was suspicious that something was going on there at Celsius and that he wanted to sue them. But what happened was he was an affiliate of theirs. So if you had joined Celsius using his link, then he got a kickback. So he had put together this whole class action lawsuit about how they were going to go after Celsius, but finding out that, oh, wait, I'm part of the problem, so I can't really sue him. So all of a sudden, you don't hear him talking about Celsius anymore and the damage that was done by Celsius. Now he wants to go. And listen, I'm not covering for Sam Bankman-Fried at all.
Me
At
neither.
all. But I think a lot of these guys, the only reason that they were going after him, they didn't know that he had a Ponzi scheme going. They didn't know any of this. They just didn't like it because he was talking about regulation in cryptocurrency. And that was one of the main reasons why he had a big target on his ass, was because he was talking about regulations in crypto and nobody wants to talk about that.
The
So
bit
that's
licenses and all that.
right. So that's one of the reasons why they were going after him. And having this happen was just a way for them to say, see, we told you. We told you all along. But you know what? We need exchanges. How are you going to get your money? A lot of people get their money out of cryptocurrency by using their exchange, whether it be Binance or Webull or crypto.com. That's how a lot of people take their money out of cryptocurrency, especially the regular people that, maybe they're not even taking money out of crypto. Maybe they're just buying crypto. It's so easy to do it on Coinbase and crypto.com. Not everyone is familiar with the DeFi wallet or how to use Uniswap. So I appreciate the way that you've really been going after him.
Thank you. He don't like whenever he's on live, I'm called a troll. like, he has his followers and they're up his ass. And the whole point is, I don't hate anybody. Wendy O, she called me a troll. She blocked me on half the Twitter, whatever the hell she's on. Listen, if you're gonna keep it real, like you do, something gets rug pulled that you promote it, you come on right away. Say, hey, I screwed up. Like, or I didn't get paid, but I spoke about it, which is something I would have to do if something happened in Hex, if something happened in Cardano or Ripple, but they don't pay me, you
Right.
know?
Mhm.
So you come on and you say, hey guys, I was wrong, but you got paid. So why don't you tell us, Ben, Wendy, because they were FTX, what's his name, Altcoin Daily, how much did Sam Bankman-Fried cut you a check for? If you're so against it, give that money back.
Right.
You've got 30,000 plus. I'm sure you invested that money in crypto and made millions with it. Like, let us know if you feel so bad, give some money back.
Right. Yeah,
Don't try.
rumor has it that he was paying a lot of those people $50K a month. Of course, it depends on how many subscribers you had, what your audience reach was.
Listen,
But a
50
lot
grand a
of
month
people-
is cheap when you're stealing money.
Right. Very, very true. And I mean, the crazy thing about FTX is that, when they do the post-mortem on it, it's going to be ugly to see exactly where it went. How did this happen? Where did it go exactly? There's a difference, and I said this on one of my lives. There's a difference between a platform like Celsius, where you park your cryptocurrency and you're making some kind of yield on it. You understand that they need to make that yield in some form or fashion by making different investments or gambling with their cryptocurrency, right? You
Right.
understand the potential that could happen with something like Celsius. You don't expect it with an exchange. You
Right.
just don't expect it. You expect to buy and sell your crypto and leave it parked there and continue trading. But you don't expect that they're gambling with your cryptocurrency. That's not supposed to be the deal with the exchanges. That's not supposed to happen at all. So it's caused a lot of people to be leery about exchanges, and they 100% should be. I'm not saying you should trust any exchange. What they do need to do is have that proof of reserves. And they need to do better than that, though, because even though, everybody's talking about the Merkle tree right now and how it's going to help bring clarity into crypto and people will be able to see their proof of reserves on these different exchanges.
Right.
But one of the great points that the guy from Kraken made was that's fine. You could review their proof of reserves. That's a plus, but that's not going to show you what their liability is. So we need clarity and transparency on both what they're holding, but also what their liabilities are as well. Whether that is paying influencers $50K a month, well, they have to get that money somewhere. If they're paying professionals like Tom Brady and all the other people that they paid, where is that money coming from? Is the exchange itself generating enough revenue to pay for that as advertisement? Or are they, taking some crypto from your holdings in order to pay for that? And if they're doing that, are they paying you back yield because they borrowed your cryptocurrency? So it needs to be a two-way street, not only a proof of reserves, but also we'd like to see what the exchange liabilities are as well.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're 100% correct. And, people just we'll say people like Ben, oh, the regulation, we don't want that. We're all in crypto just, to get rid of the middleman. There has to be regulations when it comes to criminal activities. Not that we lose our privacy, because there's the whole reason why we're in crypto, to be in control. But we don't want to walk in the bank with our money and every time we go in, somebody got a gun to your head when you're depositing cash. I mean, this is the same thing that's going on now. So yes, we need regulation. How much regulation? That's where we got to draw the lines. Like, okay, this is going to happen, but we still have our privacy. Regulation as far as shillers, people who get their audiences wrecked and don't disclose it. You know where I'm getting at, Tammy. It
Right?
just
I do.
pisses me off because I don't care if he got 1 million followers. I think he's acting very childish right now. I was reading the tweets and he's like, oh, hurry before your Adderall kicks in. Like, you're a recovering drug addict. Why are you going to make fun of? I mean, I'm not by any means on Sam's side. I lost money with ICP. Now I look at it, I'm like, this mother effer, my money, like they were dumping ICP. I don't know if you know that part. Big time.
Right.
So ICP was at 400 and went to $50. FTX had a lot to do with that.
Right.
You know, I didn't lose millions, but I lost thousands.
Right.
But the good thing is I believe in ICP, and I just bought way more now that it's down in the, down under. But
Right. Right.
like you're making fun of this guy now about the Adderall, and like this is like now you're getting childish. You know, you're basically threatening and bullying this kid.
Right.
He does have a price to pay. Let's just leave it there. He's
Oh,
connected.
he 100% does, but that should be done by the authorities.
Yeah, you're not the CIA, you're not the FBI, you're not protecting your audience because they already lost their money. You're not
Right.
saying you're sorry. You think that this all came out to the open because of you. It didn't.
Right.
Like, stop shooting your own horn.
Isn't it funny how all of them, they don't make a fuss about something until it closes. Then they're like, oh, I told you. No, you didn't. Did you break out a spreadsheet and say, hey, this is why I believe FTX is a Ponzi scheme and you should take all of your funds off of there? No, he just ran around in his studio, breathing heavy, sweating profusely, kept moving around his microphone, was all puffy in the chest about how Sam Bankman-Fried was the devil for talking about regulations. That's totally different, basically having not a panic attack, but a hissy fit on his YouTube channel talking about how much he hates Sam Bankman-Fried. That didn't help anybody. The shenanigans that he's pulling right now in the Bahamas, that's not helping anybody. He is seriously, I don't know if you know this, he's seriously fudding Tether. I mean, he can get Tether to collapse. He doesn't understand how FUD can easily drive the market and can seriously damage a token like Tether.
He's part of the problem, and he needs to really have somebody sit him down, whether it's his wife, his family. Like, you don't need no more viewers. You already got that platform. You're not proving no points as an adult. Now, like, you're just going into making fun of the kid being on Adderall and this and that. First of all, that kid is so protected. Like, I think he should have been in jail already. But let the authorities do what they got to do. If they do nothing, it's politics. That's what it's all going to boil down to. You're not fighting against Hillary. You and I together can't beat Hillary's ass. We'll be in jail. So like there's certain things you got to leave alone.
Right. And one of the videos that he made on his YouTube channel, I really felt like he was trying to really get somebody to go to the Bahamas to do serious damage. I don't know if you watched his video. He's like, when is somebody going to have basically the balls to do what you got to do, to go down there to the Bahamas and do what needs to be done? And to me, it sounded, it sounded like he was invoking violence. And violence is never the answer. And, a lot of people have guns nowadays. And I was very fearful that somebody was going to go down there and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. But you know what? I honestly believe, and this is just my belief, that there's a desk full of paperwork for the small guys, and Ben will be one of the small guys that they will come after, like with a statute of limitation. If there was a crime, there's a crime with FTX because it's a Ponzi. The only thing that may help anybody in the States is that it's not an American company. So I don't know the legalities of that, but I'm sure your name is sitting on a desk somewhere for fraud, for shilling, being part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's really just trying to cover his ass. But yes, he's inciting violence, and he's just like calling people idiots and I'm this, I look so good, look at my muscles. Like, I don't hate him, but he needs a pep talk from an adult.
Right. Yeah.
There's a certain way to carry yourself.
There's a way to handle things, and he's really just not doing it right. It's hard to take someone seriously when they just keep yelling into the microphone and, like you say, name calling, acting irrationally. There's nothing right now, SBF, he lives in the Bahamas. I think people, because they go there on cruises and, because the United States is an imperialistic country, they think we own all of those islands. We don't own Bahamas. That was a British owned island
Yes.
that got its own freedom. So, they're not even in charge of it anymore. Like, what? Everyone complains about the government. This is another thing. He's complaining about the government and the government having overreach, but yet he's upset that the long arm of the law hasn't reached over into a foreign country and done something about him. Well,
Right.
you don't have it both ways. Either you want no regulation or you want total regulation. Like where it's double talk. And a lot of it is just word salad. What they're saying is not making sense, at
You're
least to
right.
me.
Did you hear what he said about Kevin O'Leary? That he's a murderer?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like that's a lot. Like in real life, that's not gonna fly by.
No.
Like
And we don't even know what happened there. I don't know what happened there. Like the boat was parked in the middle of a lake without any lights on. There's a reason why you're not allowed to do that. There's, nautical safety rules where you have to have any of your vessels illuminated so that people can see you when they're driving in the dark and they just don't run into you.
yes.
Right? Like I'm sure there's a reason why there weren't any charges brought. Probably because the people who were parked in the boat without the lights on were at fault for not illuminating their vessel. It's not the fault of like if somebody was walking in the middle of the road in totally dark clothes and, and somebody hits them at night where there's no street lights. Is it the person driving the car's fault, or is it the person who's walking in the middle of the road with dark clothes?
That's what the word accident means, right?
Right. And I
But
mean,
his
I don't know
word,
if Kevin O'Leary even knows who BitBoy is. Probably not. Probably doesn't care about BitBoy because the guy's so filthy rich. But maybe that's what he's going for. Maybe he feels like if he yells loud enough, someone in the upper echelons is going to notice him. And maybe he's thinking he can have a show like Jim Cramer, right? Because Jim Cramer is known for all of his crazy antics. He's definitely not known for his investment savvy because everything he talks about investment wise goes sideways. So maybe he's just trying to do that. What do you think?
I don't know what he's trying to do, but you're talking about somebody's a murderer. Like you try to sue. What was the kid? He tried to sue that kid, Atozy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And here you're calling somebody a murderer. Somebody leaked your address of a house that you sold, and you're like, "Come to my house. I got a gun." Like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like you're making this space so toxic. It's toxic already. But now you're talking about guns coming to my house, my family. I'm going to the Bahamas. I'm gonna get you. Kevin O'Leary's a murderer. I mean, like, slow down.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to slow down, right? He's got two speeds. He's got full stop and full fast forward go.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm with security." Like, are you trying to be a gangster now? All of a sudden, like this isn't safe for you because you wasn't born this way. You're not about that life. And you're earlier before you popped on, and I felt bad. I kind of feel bad now what I said, but I'm not taking it off. Why would I take advice from anybody who couldn't take advice for themselves? You're an ex-drug addict. You apparently still got an issue. You're fighting a craving. I mean, I hope it all goes away, but you're not the most trusted person. I mean, you wasn't even caring about yourself, unfortunately. I'm not trying to be funny either.
Right.
But you're not a role model, bro. You're not.
Right. Yeah.
Like you're at this square church, and then he goes to church every Sunday and does his lives. Like you're not I don't care if you're Christian, Baptist, Muslim, a man of God don't talk like this. So you're a whole bunch of nothing.
Do you know what religion he is?
He's supposed to be, I think, Baptist or Christian.
Okay, because in one of his videos, he was talking about they had just moved, and he's like, "Oh, we were looking for a church and one's so far from the house, like there's nothing close. If you're truly a church going person and that's a priority in your life, isn't that one of the first things that you look for besides the schools that are in your area? Okay, is my church local? Do I have to drive a half an hour to get there, or is it in my neighborhood? Like, if that's such a priority in your life, you think he would have checked that out before he moved it to that
Yeah,
house,
or
right?
you take that Sunday morning drive to your congregation that you already belong to, right?
Right. Right. Or
I
unless he
don't
moved
know.
so far from it. But I'm saying if it's such a priority in his life, why didn't he find out where the church was going to be in the area that he moved in? Why
Yeah,
is he
well,
saying it's too far from him now? I just don't get
I
that.
don't know. He's very contradicting, and I just hope he slows down and kind of like just slows down, because he's making this whole space and he thinks he's like in charge of everything and that it's all because of him, and he's like the god of crypto. So many people don't even like him. Like everybody today on Twitter was like, you're contradicting yourself. You said you never owned FTX, but you owned FTT. It's still the same shit.
Right. It is. It is.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, but I sold it, he said.
I just don't understand him. Unless, like I'm saying, he's trying to build an even bigger platform by doing, shock drama videos, which it seems like maybe that's what he's going for. But I've never really, I mean, he does bring on guests, and some of the shows that I watch, they do bring value. But I just wish that he would bring it down, just be a little more professional, because, like you said, the space is already so toxic that if he were just a little more, I don't know, why not mature, basically, then he could get that bigger platform. But he's never going to get a platform if he's conducting himself the way he is now, which is just, I'm sorry, he's unhinged,
Yeah, I
right?
think I think he lost his boy days, like being a man. Like he never had those days, and now he feels superior. I mean, I'm just speculating, but another example, like Crypto Lifer. Do you know who he is?
No.
All right, he's a guest. He's like a TA guy. He comes on the show. He got his own show. One day he bought a Bitcoin and it was like 19, almost 20. And he says, I'm going to turn this Bitcoin into 3 Bitcoin, right? So one day I went on his channel and I'm like, so how's that Bitcoin working out for you? Because now it's at 16. He's like, I never said I was going to do that. I know what I heard.
Right.
I was like, I'm going to keep an eye on that Bitcoin. I'm going to ask him. And he goes, no, I said I'm buying it to stash it. That's not what you said on that live. He said, I'm going to turn this one into 3. So I'm like,
Mhm.
how's that going for you? Because it dumped 3 grand,
Right. Right.
So he was on his live and I was like, going in, like asking him, hey, like, why don't you be honest? Don't lie and say you bought it to stash it, yada, yada, yada. And then he says, oh yeah, my family's like, hey, Lifer, now you're this big billionaire and you don't want to be the same guy you were. So I'm like, damn, you're a billionaire? Like, like when did this happen? Like they just bullshit so much. It's like the audience likes you, they're gonna watch you no matter what.
Right.
And the
Right.
truth is, at the end of the day, you can throw numbers around like just playing with stuff, but nobody, Tammy, how much money do you have in the bank? Bobby, how much money? You're not supposed to ask people this, whether it's crypto or bank savings.
Right.
All of a sudden it's okay to say, I'm a billionaire, I'm a millionaire, I got this many, XRPs. The other day somebody was on Twitter and they said, I have 500,000 XRP. Is that enough?
Come on.
So, like, come on. Like, you got to ask that question, and you really bought 500,000 XRP?
So we know what that means.
They
They
got
bought
5.
5
They got
XRP.
500.
Or 5. We don't know what that dude has,
Yeah.
probably.
I
But,
just hope the space gets, regulated as far as this is going. And
this
there's
definitely makes an argument for the people that are the Bitcoin maxis, right? The people that are saying, you know what, Bitcoin truly is the only cryptocurrency because it avoids all of this. It is truly, even the government said, it's truly a decentralized digital asset, peer-to-peer currency, like it says in the white papers. It truly is that, right?
right.
The argument against Bitcoin is that it's so slow and that it's so expensive, but it withstands any of this. Like, it truly does give you freedom because of its trustless nature, right?
Right.
Its bankless nature. And so what if it does all of that? That's why we have layer 2 solutions like the Lightning Network that
Right.
can do all of these transactions, probably more transactions than Visa and MasterCard are capable of in 1 second. So we do have layer 2 options when it comes to transacting on Bitcoin. We don't have to rely on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just the blockchain that we can build other things off of. I really like Jack Mallers, and he's the CEO of Strike. That they utilize a layer 2 solution on top of Bitcoin to do those transactions, and he's a really smart kid. I think he's probably like maybe 28 or 29. Very smart, very intelligent, is always talking about Bitcoin and
What's his name again?
Jack Mallers.
Okay. See, you taught me something. This is what we do this channel for, so we can all learn from each other. Okay.
Right. And you know what? He is he's pretty well known. Like, you'll see him doing some interviews on Fox News, MSNBC. The thing with that, though, and you'll understand this, is I think his father is some banker, right? And
Okay.
a powerful person, and he's been introduced to a community of people that were intelligent, and he would talk about they're having dinners with people who are the heads of banks, and how he was, when you're wealthy, you have that advantage. You have a certain power and position because you have connections that are woven into your family. It's so easy to make money when your family gives you something to start with, a hard foundation, right? Like, I think we've talked about that. We both grew up poor. We had to make it on our own, scrapping, just doing what we have to do to survive and
Yes.
build for ourselves and not relying on what our parents gave to us. So some people don't have to worry about that. They can have the luxury of, all of these introductions, and maybe not having to work hard. Maybe they can just fool around and learn how to code and do all of this stuff because
Yeah.
they don't worry about anything else. Like, they got their cars given to them. They didn't have to buy them. Like, all of their bills are paid. Their education is paid for. So
Oh,
those
yeah.
people, they do have it lucky. But I like the fact that this kid has built something for himself. He could have just been, someone that just fooled around and went partying and went to all the clubs, but this kid built something. So I respect him for that.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's smart.
Let me ask you a question. If you had 20,000 in your hand right this moment,
One Bitcoin.
you would buy the Bitcoin and not nothing else?
Yep. Although, I mean, it's true that value wise, like if I put it into hex, the possibility of that being, growing exponentially would be more. But the more I see of what's going on in the market, and the more I've come to really trust Bitcoin, I wouldn't mind just tucking it away, because and a lot of people have said by the year 2030, Bitcoin is going to be worth $1 million. So I wouldn't mind. And because, I have that Bitcoin challenge going where I'm trying to buy 1 Bitcoin just by not buying something that I wanted, like a coffee at Starbucks. I'm going to buy Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
Or doing this or that. I'm buying shares of a Bitcoin instead.
Right.
Like every day, it's like a minimum of $15 a day. I'm buying partials of Bitcoin.
Oh, that's cool.
And to see if I can get to 1 Bitcoin just by
You will.
depriving myself of something I would have otherwise wasted the money on. And by the year 2030, is that then going to be worth the supposed $1 million? So can I get
the $1 million will be a cup of coffee at Starbucks.
no, right? Probably $1 million in 2030 will probably only be worth like 100 or 150,000 of
You
today's
could buy
money.
yourself a car, $1 million car, right? By then,
Right.
cars will be $1 million. I'm
It's
just kidding.
crazy because it's not that far away.
No, it's not.
2030 is not
7
that
years.
far away.
Yeah.
Yep. Basically 7 years.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy. Well, if I had
Wait a minute. What would you buy?
with 20,000 today to just throw it on crypto, I would buy just XRP.
Just XRP. Okay.
Yeah, I got rid of all my Bitcoin. I kept one just for nostalgic reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And but I seen the high. I seen the high, and I cashed out and made money, bought back in. So, but I how I feel about Bitcoin.
Yes.
So for your sake, I hope it goes to $2 million. And but that's a great challenge that you're doing.
Yeah. And the funny thing about cryptocurrency or stocks or anything that you've decided to invest in, and this is something that I learned when I did a book report in the 6th grade on the Kennedys and the great stock market crash of the 20s. How do people build wealth and retain wealth? And it wasn't the fact that the grandfather had built all of this and made a significant amount of money. It's that his son had the wisdom to sell at the top. While everybody else was holding and the stock market crashed and people were broke, they were jumping out of windows. Millionaires became broke
Oh
over the
yeah,
span of like a couple of days. This guy still was a millionaire because he had the foresight to recognize, okay, the market is only going to go down from here. Let me sell it all. It's the wisdom of knowing and calling the top and saying, okay, this is where I sell and this is where I take profits. It's the smart thing to do. And that's why it's important to know about, doing technical analysis and realizing where those tops are, where the bottoms are, trying to buy in the bottom, trying to find where that bottom is going to be. Because Bitcoin very well could go back down to $10,000. And then realizing the top. Where's the top going to be from here? Because if the top was 20,000, then it was 30,000, and the top was 65,000 last year, where's the top going to be this time? And it's important to do your technical analysis and look at it from there and understanding the halving cycles of the Bitcoin and where that lays in between. But it's an opportunity. So anything that you own, regardless of if it's cryptocurrency or stocks, where's your top and where are you pulling out some profits? This way you don't get burned if the market goes down.
you're right. That was great advice. And you did that in kindergarten?
No, it was the 6th grade. I did a book
Oh,
report on the Kennedys, and I can't remember what book I had read. I think
so
it
you
was just like a biography about JFK's father.
so
He
you were
was very
crypto.
dirty, by the way. He was not a clean cut guy at all, but he was smart. He knew when to sell, and
So you were going to be the crypto queen later on after doing
yeah,
that
who
book report.
knew?
Wow. So let's lighten the mood. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It's always strange when you have a holiday and someone that you love has passed away, and it's always like your first holiday without them. So it's
It's a
very strange.
void.
Like the older I get, I'm sure you have this too. Like every holiday, every new holiday, it's like, this person is gone. It's like I'm starting to know more people now that have passed away that are still alive. It's
Yeah,
crazy
it's sad.
how things change. But I gave thanks for all the good things in my life, and
Great. How's your
I thank
father?
God for my family, and that's all you can do.
Your father's okay?
No, his cancer is back and it's spreading. So I don't know. I really don't know about this one. Like it's just terrible.
I'm
This
sorry.
4th cancer he's had from Agent Orange. The guy never drank, he never smoked. He was always, into physical fitness. So it's difficult to see someone that has led such a good, clean life and been positive to now be punished with this terrible disease that he didn't bring on himself, but he was
Right,
poisoned by the government.
right.
So what do you do? What do you do?
Well,
I'm just thankful that the doctors at the VA, are taking care of him, giving him the care that he needs. The nurses are very good. So I just hope that he can beat it this time.
okay, okay. We'll keep him in prayers. Paul from the Crypto Factor. Do you remember him?
No.
From Greece, the one I interviewed, Paul Democrat. I don't know how to say
Okay.
his
Yes.
name. He had a few books. Well, he's fighting cancer again.
Oh, man.
And he's doing a new thing. It's a new type of immunotherapy, but he's been streaming from his hospital room. He's just too much. He's streaming, talking about the market, doing AMAs in his, hospital room,
Wow.
and he's very hopeful. He said that he's funny. He said he asked the doctor, "Give me some good stories about, this therapy. It's It's some kind of new therapy. It's a new type of immunotherapy, and very new because I knew all the new stuff 3 years ago, and this is something I didn't hear about when my mom was sick.
Mm-hmm.
But long story short, he says, give me another success story. And the lady says to him, the nurse, well, you're only the second person in the country, in Greece, that has done it. So he's like, what the F? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And they
Wow.
took his
Well, God
cells
be
from,
with him.
yeah, they took his cells from Greece and then they sent them to the United States and did something to them and sent them back. So it's like a whole, he's a guinea pig, but he's very hopeful. And I'm hoping everything works out for Paul. Shout out to Paul.
Yeah. God bless him. What kind of cancer does he have?
It's some kind of like blood, or I'm not sure. But if you go to his Twitter, he's been tweeting, and on his YouTube, he's been in really good spirits. And he says that his mother and his father was his motivators. He has a girlfriend and they no longer are here. So his motivation team is, it's just him and his girlfriend in the world right now. So he's it's not, he don't have a big team.
Right.
So that makes it even harder.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
So,
Well, God be with him. I hope he makes it. And the best thing to do is to stay positive.
yeah,
And
he's very positive. So that's why I see him getting better.
Yep. Stay
It's his third
positive.
time.
Try to meditate. Just concentrate on yourself, getting better, getting well, a vision for the future. And somehow that really does work. Like
Yes.
they've done studies on people that have kept a positive attitude and that meditate at least once a day and focus on getting better and what their future is going to be. And those people tend to be in the remission rate. So hopefully, my dad's very positive. So hopefully that will go well.
Amen. That's a great story. What was I gonna say? You had tweeted back when I did that interview with Da Vinci. You were like, I'm not sure, whatever. I never got to tell you the story. I met him in the airport. He was changing planes. He lives in Dubai. He was going to, oh my God, somewhere in Latin America where he has property and a business also. So he was in New York changing planes. I met him in the TWA airport lounge. Good thing I got receipts because nobody believes these crazy stories. So I ended up going with my cousin because I know him from YouTube and from Twitter, but I don't know him,
Right.
So I'm not going to no hotel to meet no man. I don't care what it's for.
Yeah.
So I brought my cousin with me, a male cousin. As soon as we walk in the doors, Da Vinci's there by himself at the bar. And we've conversed before, social media. And he's like, hey, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And my cousin, hey, what's up? We're introducing each other. First thing he says to me is, Alex scammed us.
Mishinsky?
Nope. And I'm like, Alex who? He said him, and he shows me Alex AM. So you could look him up.
Okay.
And his girlfriend, Sasha. But now I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm not even sure who he's talking about, but I want to hear, you don't stop people when they're giving you good information.
Yeah.
So he said, this and this happened. It was millions of dollars, yada, yada, yada. So this was obviously my camera wasn't on yet. So we sit down to start the interview and I'm like, so let's talk. You know me, Tammy, I'm right to the, what did you just tell me? I'm like, let's talk about your buddy and the scams and who got robbed, whatever I said. He says, no. Let's not talk about that on live. So what makes me wonder to this day, and I've been writing him and he won't write back, is why did you greet me and tell me this? Are you in trouble for scamming and you were covering your ass? To me, everybody's suspicious, right?
Right. That's the New Yorker in you.
Yeah. So why would you automatically on the hello say, hey, well, this and this happened and millions? So fast forward, Alex AM Crypto, we've been conversing through DMs on Twitter. Him and his girlfriend, Sasha, there's something going on there in Dubai. And it was at the time that BitBoy was in Dubai. And I was trying to ask some Frankie Candles, is Ben all right? Is he doing an investment in Dubai? Because that's when this all happened. Like, did you just go out there and invest with these guys because of, what's his name? Carl Runfeld, you know what I'm talking about, right? Carl Moon?
No. Okay.
Okay, Carl Moon is the kid that was a grocer, a stock boy, and then he turned into this billionaire also from Dubai. But he's from
Okay.
Sweden. He went from like stock boy to multi-millionaire, billionaire, whatever. Like one of those Dubai stories.
Hmm.
There's just so much fun. Like when you put the puzzle together, it don't fit. I had a lady on my channel. She's like, "Oh, the guys from Dubai. I can't believe they were stock boys and this and that, and now they're billionaires." And I'm just like, "Do you really believe that? Like the stories don't make sense. The math don't add up. If you told me you started crypto with $900 and in 2 years you became you're worth $100 million, what did you buy?
Right. Yeah.
Like the
And
numbers
being that it's crypto, we'd be able to, if they bought it off an exchange, we'd be able to trace their wallet to confirm their story. I mean, that's the beauty
exactly,
of blockchain.
exactly. It's like the Dogecoin millionaire to this day. His math don't make sense. He said he put $180,000 that he saved and bought Dogecoin, his first crypto. Tammy, $180,000 in Doge before it hit a penny. You only have
Before it
three.
hit a penny, he
Yeah,
put it into before it hit a penny, and then it climbed up to where it was almost like 60
70
cents,
something
right?
cents. 74, I think was the high, 73. So you put $180,000 before it was a penny, and it only went up to 3 million, and you didn't cash out. The numbers don't make sense. I'm not like the best person in math, but I know there would have been way more money. The numbers are totally off. No, just off the top of your head.
Yeah, no. If somebody put $180,000 into anything
Under a
sub
penny.
a penny, sub a penny, and then it reached almost 70 something cents, and you didn't take any money out, then you're legit stupid.
Right, but the point is his highest bag was 3 million. But 3 million under a penny should have been more if you really put
Yeah,
180,000 in cash.
right.
And
No, it should be.
like I said, I'm not here to count nobody's money or ask what they have in their bank account, but the numbers don't make sense.
Is that what he's saying though? That he definitely didn't sell any?
He says he never sold, and then he started doing the Vote Inu, and I've been asking him, did you really invest in Vote, or did they pay you to show that? He won't answer me because you're such a Dogecoin, and then he went to Floki. Like, are you getting paid for it? Like, that's another example. Then he started, I'm on the Vote Inu. What's his name said he was buying Vote. You probably seen the David Goshkin, whatever the heck his name
Oh,
is.
David Gockstein, yeah.
He
Did he
said
say
he's
he's buying Bolt?
yeah, his he didn't put it on his Twitter, but the Gochstein Media tweeted Bolt. And I said, did you really invest or did they pay you? And he
Right.
won't answer me. He was on Miss Teen Crypto's channel, and I said to her and him, can you please let me know, did you really invest in Bolt? Like, I want to buy Bolt, and if you bought it, I might buy it. You know me, I would try to just get under everybody's skin. He never
Right.
answered, and then they blocked me too. I'm like, just answer my question. Did you really buy Bolt? And
Right.
then then like I even told the girl that I think I met her through you or through Elizabeth
Elizabeth? Yeah.
about I put $1,000 in votes to support the project. I'm not crying, but it's worth shit right now.
Yeah. Oh, when did you put it in?
When I told you when it first came out,
When it first came out?
whenever you and Elizabeth were on the live stream with me,
Oh, okay. Well,
I think
was
it was
that
already pumped
before
up.
or after that it had done the migration to the V2?
It wasn't V2 yet.
It wasn't a V2 yet?
No.
Oh my God. Then because after the migration, and this again goes to, and you know what's such a pain in the thing, a pain in the ass is that when you own so much cryptocurrency, like I know you do, and sometimes this happens to people that own a lot of different tokens, right? It's hard to be on top of the market every single day and pay attention to all of the different things and I'm to blame for this too because I own Doge on a bunch of different exchanges and I missed it when it was at 15 cents. That
Right.
the time that I would have dumped a lot of it because I knew it was going to come right back down. Had
Right.
I seen it at 15 cents, I would have dumped it and picked it back up because I knew it would go back down again. That's the way it is.
Right.
But I missed it. So if you had bought into Volt prior to the migration, the day that it launched the V2, it started at 65. I think it was like 0.00065. It went up like 600% over
Wow.
the first week. And then, of course, it started to come back down. But if you sold at the right time, you could have made a lot of money. So it's
I
all
don't know.
about,
It's like even with my Safe Moon, when I bought the Safe Moon,
oh
I
God, what
didn't
is,
know I didn't know you had to upgrade it to the V2. They had a V2 thing too. My relative who convinced me to buy Safe Moon, and I was stupid, but whatever. He's like, you gotta change it to V2. I'm like, how do I do that? I don't know everything. I never say I do. And he's
right.
like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. I'm like, get out of here with all that crap.
Mhm. You know what though? The Safe Moon, it's so weird that you say that because a lot of people that had their V1 tokens, then they did the conversion to V2, and these people had like tens of thousands of dollars. And when they converted it,
It
they
was
had like
nothing.
$500. They're
Yeah,
like,
it was
what
nothing.
the hell happened? Oh my God, what the hell happened? But what happened was, I guess they didn't turn their tokens into the V2 and saw the new price of it, and it continued to just go down and down and down because there was a big expose. Do you know CoffeeZilla?
Yes.
So CoffeeZilla did a huge expose on SafeMoon, and SafeMoon tried to sue him because of that expose. But he really did, tell a lot of what happened there, and a lot of it that had to do with what happened with Bitmart. Like there was a lot of tokens that were stolen off of Bitmart. What happened there, and it was. Did it all just start off as a shit coin that like Saitama? And this is what I say, what happened with Saitama is I think the person that started Saitama started it with good intentions. It was a female, but she got pushed out of there, and then these other guys glommed onto it, and I think it was only ever meant to be a pump and dump. I think these guys were just looking to make a quick buck, but before they knew it, things got out of control, and it had grown a huge community, and the price point went absolutely parabolic, that these guys felt like they had no choice now because they had made tens of millions of dollars on it. They're like, damn, now we're really going to have to do something with this, because if we just rug pull it at this point, we can get into serious trouble. Like
Right.
if regulations ever come around, we could go down for fraud. But what happened in the end, they wound up rug pulling over 200,000 people anyway.
Wow.
So
Was that the one where the wife and the husband, the girlfriend was mad at the guy?
that's crazy. But
Was it
yes,
that
yeah.
one? Okay. Yeah, and somebody sent me evidence of the Doge Elon Mars.
Dojalon, yes.
Yeah,
What's going on with that?
'cause I have that, but just it's a lot of coins. I paid shit for them though. But
Right. Me too. Yeah.
those are things like I always say, I won't even cash out because at
Right.
one day if it goes, it goes. If it don't, like what am I gonna do if I get $3 back?
Right.
Change my life. Somebody sent me some proof and how to check like through token sniffer that they were stealing money and the money was held by the devs. Like that's all the stuff that I don't understand, and I'll let someone else do all that research. But it was like to prove that it was a Ponzi, like a bullshit rug pull.
Right.
And then that community, from what I understood, is very treacherous.
Yeah, they really are. It's very cultish behavior, just like Saitama. It's very culty.
Yeah, I've heard
They
of death
are
threats and they come
so,
into your house and
yeah, they're so immersed in this token that they'll do anything to protect it that they can't see. Like all of these bad things happen and they just can't see it because they don't have critical thinking to look at the situation and realize, damn, like this is really bad. Just like, have you been watching that documentary? I don't know if you have HBO. It's called The Vow. Well, you should know
no,
it was a cult that was in your home state there of New York called
really.
Nexium. Man,
What is it
it
about?
really showed the Nexium. It was the one that Allison Mack was in, and all of these celebrities were involved in this cult. And it shows how when you're in a cult and how when people get together and there's this group think and it just
Like a
gets driven into
brainwash.
your head the same day, the narrative on and on, and you really start to believe it. And then finally, when you come out of the cult, you're like, damn, I actually believe that. And a lot of people who used to support Saitama, Faltron, I always use him as a thing because he was one of the biggest Saitama bullies, not towards women, but just in general.
Right.
And he's like, man, I can't believe half of the stuff that I used to believe and that I used to promote this token, because it's just looking at it now, I can see that it's a shit coin. It was never meant to do anything. They just did this to pump and dump it. And here we are, 1+ years later, and it's still I don't even know what it is. I think it dropped another zero, or it added another zero. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. But the community that surrounds it, there's nothing that the leaders of that token can't do that they won't get away with. Like, they rug pulled 200,000 people and they don't care. They're like, oh, well, you should have had more of it. So when they converted to a V2, they had, instead of hiring a company like Everrise or another company that could do a huge migration with all of those people, they tried to do the migration by themselves, and they launched the token without everybody having their token. Only 10,000 people had their tokens when they
wow.
launched the V2. And they had over 300,000 holders, and they only migrated 100,000 of the wallets. And at the time of the V2 migration, let's say if your wallet was worth $100, let's just say,
Right.
by the time that they were going through all of these different transactions trying to give people their tokens, the value of it had dropped so significantly. They're like, oh, well, if you only have like $50 worth of tokens, that's not worth it for us to pay the gas fees to give you
Oh,
your
so you're
tokens.
telling us what we should do with our money? Like, it's okay if you lose it.
Right. So
That's
they
not.
rug pulled 200,000 people.
That's crazy.
200,000 people. And a lot of the people that were part of the Saitama wolf pack were Indians. Like, a lot of people that live in India are heavily immersed into cryptocurrency, and a lot of them bought Saitama, and American money is a lot of money to them. So they couldn't understand when they were saying, oh, well, you only have 50 American dollars worth of tokens. That's nothing. They're
That's
like,
a lot for
I
them.
worked
Yeah.
months for that. What do you mean you're not going to give me my tokens? And Bobby Joe, they just didn't give a shit.
That's
They didn't
terrible.
care about those people. They just rug pulled them. And the community, their line was always "No wolf left behind." That's their tagline. No wolf left behind. And yet they left behind 2/3 of their pack and didn't say anything. They
That's
never held the
crazy.
leadership accountable. They never talk about, all of these different things that get exposed. They just don't care because
I'm
they have
gonna,
no
I'm sorry. I'm gonna rename these cryptos like this: cartoon crypto.
cartoon crypto.
It's like the stories they come up with, the scenarios, the white papers, what it's gonna do, what it will do. See, these are the things, honestly, I think the exchanges themselves should be penalized for listing them if they're capable. I mean, anything can happen, but if they don't have, XYZ credentials, they should not be allowed on a platform, maybe. I mean, things like that. I don't know. I'm just so against like all these little cartoon cryptos and these projects. It's like this. I'm going to tell you my biggest reason, and I know you hold vote, and I don't care if anybody gets offended because it's me talking. Bitcoin has Satoshi, right? That's
Right.
clever. It's unique. What the freak is Botoshi? A fake
Right.
Satoshi? Like, can't come up with anything more clever than that? Like, to make it more believable. Like, who's running the cartoon here?
Right.
We got Granny Toshi. Yay! We got Crypto Tammy Toshi. Get out of here. Like, come to me with something a little better.
Right.
Elon knows about vote. Elon does not know about vote.
Right. Yeah. Well, they're doing their best to market Vault, and I was on the Vault wagon for,
No, I
a
know.
couple weeks there while they were doing the migration, because I knew there was money to be made once
Right,
the
right.
migration happens, and there was a significant, if you sold your tokens at the right time, you could have made a lot of money, but then it came down precipitously. And
Right.
throughout the weeks, Vault does have these great big pumps.
No, I see them, and
Followed
they
by
got great big dumps too.
pumps,
Yeah.
pumps, pumps, dumps, pumps, dumps. So you have to be on the know when to buy and then when to sell, because there's definitely, if it's a good opportunity if you're looking to swing trade Vault, depending on how much money you have to swing trade it, but it does fluctuate like anywhere from like 20 to 40% a couple of times a month. So if you buy in at the right time, but you got to sell at the right time. But
Right.
that's the thing. Who wants to constantly watch their wallet and the charts every day, all day long? Because if you don't sell at the right time, then you've missed your opportunity. And then that opportunity won't come around for another few weeks. And then you have to be on top of it again. Like, you have to know when to get in and
Yeah.
when to get out. But they, I don't know if that Doge guy ever bought Vault, but he got into Vault the way I got into Vault. Pablo invited me onto his live stream for an AMA.
I was there. I watched you. You and
Oh,
Elizabeth went on.
Well, Elizabeth, yeah, I eventually told her to, to go on the AMA, but that's the reason why I got into it, because I went to the AMA and I liked Pablo. He's funny, but that's about it
Yeah,
with my
she's
like.
still into that, and they're like, God bless them. Like, I hope everybody wins no matter what it is. But
Right.
you already know how I feel. I just want people to, everybody could spend their money how they want, but if they're really investing into something and they want to see a future long term, things like Tammy said about Bitcoin, if you're just tuning in now at this point of the channel, go back. Tammy talked about Bitcoin, how it will go up, how it's decentralized. I believe in Cardano. I mean, I know there was a big thing right now that happened with Cardano. They built a NFT off the blockchain and they rug pulled it $10 million, I think. Did you hear about that?
Well, I knew they were looking to bring a stable coin onto it too.
Yeah, but something just happened like this week where somebody built an NFT project or something on the Cardano blockchain and they rug pulled. So now if you don't know about crypto, you hear that story, you don't want to buy Cardano.
Right. And it has
You
nothing
know,
to do with Cardano. You can't
right.
help who, makes a coin off of your block, or a token off of your blockchain. It has nothing to do, like all of these different rug pulls that are happening now. Does that have anything to do with Ether and
Right.
Vitalik? No, it doesn't have anything
It's
to do
just
with
what
it.
they're building on top of it. But people that don't know, they're gonna go, okay, I heard Cardano rug pulled $10 million, but it's not really Cardano. For those who don't know, it's the blockchain. Somebody was out there and they built the NFT. But things like this happen.
Right.
Listen, I'm gonna close because I'm gonna cook, but I wanted to tell you also, my cousin who worked, he's 49 years old. I'm just gonna pull this up to show you. When we were kids, I'm going to give you a quick story. When we were kids, he was working for the Bank of London, and he said, Bobby, he said, come out here. At the time, I never heard of, what are those jets that get you to London really quick?
Yeah.
He tells me, come on, I'll get you on. You come. Like he was just inviting me to go to London. Now, this is my cousin. We're exactly a month apart. At the time, he was the vice president of the Bank of Switzerland. Okay, and he was in his early 20s.
Shit.
About 3 years ago, I spoke to him and I asked him, this is him, Jason Ferrer. He's retired now from about 3 months already. He's 49 years old. He retired from UBS. He was the head of precious metals, right, in Manhattan. And he graduated from Cornell. I'm very proud of his, accomplishments. But he's my birthday twin. We're exactly a month apart. And I look a whole lot younger than him. But anyway, I said to him, so what are you going to do now? Because they're in retirement. And he says to me, I'm going to start buying crypto. I says, well, when I asked you 3 years ago about crypto, you said he was still working. He said that he couldn't buy it. I guess whatever he does, he wasn't allowed to do stuff. Anybody in his household.
Mm-hmm.
So when I seen him and he said he was going to start buying crypto and he didn't know much about it because he really stood away from it, I guess, because of his job. And I mean, he's a trader like his whole life. And he says to me, what should I buy? And this is before the FTX blew up. I said, whatever you do, don't buy FTX because something's going on there. He called me up about 2 weeks ago. He's like, oh, now I understand what you were saying. Thank you, because I was about to drop some money in there because his friends were telling him to get that. So I basically saved him. And he's a guy who's not going to put 1,000, 10,000. He's going to put $1 million.
Right.
I mean, he's a swing trader, day trader, night trader. He trades his whole life. So he might do things in crypto that I won't dare do. But he'll throw $1 mil, $2 mil just to play with it, you know?
Right, right.
But the whole point of my story is all the stockbrokers and Wall Street people that were scared of crypto, they're all in crypto or they've been in crypto and they just don't want us to know.
Right. No, it's very true. I mean, you see all BlackRock, Grayscale. I mean, they're all getting into it now. You know, maybe they were dabbling in it last year, but they all see where it's going now. You know, they know it's the future. It's the future. It's the digital gold rush. Either you're in it or you're not.
And the sad thing is, if you're not, you're going to be totally left behind. So even if you have a little bit of money, do your research and buy some crypto.
Right. Amen. And like I say, it's the big, we're not talking about shit coins. We're talking about the blue chips, the ones that are built and here to stay. And I, like I said earlier, for me, that's going to be Bitcoin. That's the one thing. Well, there's other ones that you can trust as well. But for me, I think that that's going to be the one. It was the first one. It's going to stay the main one. And we don't know what's going to wind up happening with the proof of stake Ethereum. Like we probably do a whole other video on that. But
don't listen to Tammy, XRP and Cardano.
Oh yeah, those two. You know, well, those are blue chips. I would say anything that's within the top 20 on CoinMarketCap, I think they're probably safe.
Doge is a blue chip too.
What?
You're gonna get beat up for that one. I said, so Doge is a blue chip too.
Okay. Well, if you're looking at, yeah, I guess, yeah, that's like number 10 now, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Whatever it is. But yeah, I guess if you're looking at the total market value, yeah, but the market cap.
Here's my prediction, and the prediction is, and everybody, I still owe Tammy's thank you gift because she hooked me up with a bunch of stuff, and I haven't even hooked it up because I've been crazy. But the kids got to play with it once, and I appreciate you for that, Tammy. But here's my bet, and I still owe you something. Bitcoin. XRP or Cardano. Okay, remember this bet, Tammy. It's not a money bet. XRP or Cardano are going to be the top two in crypto very soon. But if I'm wrong, I'm only half wrong, because if it's not XRP, it's going to be Cardano. If it's not Cardano, it's going to be XRP. So let's see
what are you saying? By market cap or by volume? What
top two market cap? The number, like right now, is Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yeah. XRP and Cardano are going to be number one and number two. And if I'm half wrong, it's one or the other is going to be up there. And the reason I say that. The reason I say this
right now of okay, go on.
Go ahead.
No, go on. Tell me why you think it.
The reason I say this is because before the lawsuit with the SEC, XRP was where Ethereum is at. And ever since it was pulled off all the exchanges, it went to where it is now, and it's still in the top 10. So this is just my prediction, guys. Ladies, I don't know, but this is just something for fun. And the bet is that I'm right. I'm half right.
You are, because if that happens, we'll all be super wealthy because everybody's got some of those.
Yeah. Even if I'm wrong, I'm only half wrong, right? Because I said the top two.
Right.
But one of those two will be number two. And I don't want to burst Nobody's bubble, but I do think that Ethereum's not going to stay where it is. It might be in the top 10. And I believe Bitcoin will be in the top 10, but it will no longer stay number one.
Really? And how soon do you think we'll call it the flippening? When do you think this flippening is going to take place?
If my gut is right, within the next 4 years.
Okay. Well, that's okay. That's a long bet. Okay. 4
Yeah, it's a
years.
long bet. Maybe sooner.
Okay. We'll
If
see.
it happens sooner, you got to
Very
call me.
interesting. Because I know you do have all faith in Charles. So hopefully that's definitely the case, because I have a bunch of ADA too. So hope that would be nice.
I
if
have
that-
faith in Charles. I just wish he'd stop doing stuff with Snoop Dogg and people that are totally irrelevant to the space. It don't help the space because you're with a rapper. It don't help the space because everyone needs to remember Jay-Z down to Cardi B and all these rappers, they were all in crypto and never told us about it. They were all secretly getting wealthy. And if they cared about the community, about their people, the impoverished, they would have told us about crypto long ago when they were all getting rich. So whoever's buying those records or downloading on however you buy music, because I used to buy them in a record shop, so I don't even know. But whoever's paying for their music, always remember those people got rich because of us, because you're buying their music, but they never told you how if you don't pay $2 to buy their song and you buy $2 of crypto, you can become wealthy too. So always remember the celebrities and the rappers, and I say rappers because they have the most influence in the crypto space. All the celebrities and rappers that have been into crypto secretly and did not publicly tell us that we can get wealthy with them. You got to remember that when they're selling something, don't buy it from them.
Right. No, it's true.
It's not fair.
Very true.
So
I didn't know that he was hanging out with a bunch of rappers.
yeah, he's in the freaking Snoop Dogg NFT. I forgot the kid's name. He's in a video. Clay Nation.
I don't know. I don't watch that. I don't watch TV.
Yeah, no, it's Clay Nation. It's a rapper. With Snoop Dogg. They're like NFTs, and Charles is sitting on the airplane. Like Charles, you're in a way bigger space than that.
Yeah, I guess he's got to participate though in hype, right? Trying to bring news of Cardano to the masses. How maybe he feels like that's the only way he's going to reach a certain demographic. Maybe
He's doing a great job. Just keep doing what you're doing, Charles. You're doing great. We believe
doing
in
great,
the project.
Charles. We got your back.
Yes, maybe one day you and I can get him on.
I don't know if that'll happen, but
You
here's
never
to
know.
hoping. You never know. All right. Well, I got to make some videos of my own here. I got to get my algorithm going because I haven't done crapola. So
God, you look beautiful. It's a good day to do that. Enjoy your
thank you
evening.
very much. Thanks for having me on. Take care.
Take care. We love you, Tammy.
Love you guys too. Take care. Bye
All
bye.
right. You're good. Bye-bye. Everybody, that was Tammy, the crypto queen. If you haven't subscribed, she has enough of subscribers and followers, but just follow her if you're just watching. And she has taught me a lot, and I respect her. So we always agree to disagree, but Tammy's a great person and she's fun. She's down to earth and she knows her stuff in crypto. So anyway, you all have a great Sunday evening. And if any breaking news or anything happens, I will come back on. I'm out. Invest wisely. Crypto Granny, Bobby Bob.